Hi everyone, it's Angela with Create Your Future. Happy Saturday. Thank you for being here, guys. So today I'm going to answer a question that was posted on one of my videos, and that is, what is the time frame between thoughts and our desire showing up, or manifestation showing up? How long does manifestation take? I want to talk about that. I'm going to talk about several things within this video, and I want to bring clarification, encourage you, empower you in being a conscious manifester. But before we start, we've got several things happening here at Create Your Future, exciting things. We are giving away a free course. We also are going to be giving away 3 free coaching sessions when we get to 100,000 subscribers. So if you're interested in either one of those offers, look down below in our description box, and you're going to find the links to follow to get you there so you can sign up. Also, guys, I have a course out, Awaken to I Am, very powerful in helping you step into the power state, recognizing you are the power state and utilizing that and becoming effective at working with that power within you. Great course. Also, if you want to work with me, you can sign up for one-on-one coaching if you just feel like you need a little extra support in any capacity. If you just want the encouragement, you want help with intentions, if you want to find blocks, whatever it is, I would love to work with you. So if you want anything, to sign up with anything that I have, my course, or sign up for coaching, look in our description box and you'll find the links there for that. Okay, guys, let's talk about that correlation between thoughts and the manifestation showing up. What's the time frame? How long does it take to manifest? So first, I want you to know time is an illusion. You hear us say that a lot, but time is a construct that helps us maintain order, have organization in this 3D experience, right? But really, everything is happening simultaneously. Past, present, and future is occurring now. And what we see, what we're perceiving in our own reality is based on our most dominant beliefs and the things that we have put attention towards, what we are most focused on. That is what we are perceiving. But everything is happening. Everything is occurring. Your desire is right here, right now. You're just not perceiving it because you may have a limiting belief. You may have an old story, something within you that is causing you to put your attention, your focus on something else, a different outcome, a different scenario. So time is simply an illusion, a construct that is in this 3D experience that keeps us grounded to routine pattern, right? But everything is happening right now simultaneously. It's all occurring. So that it's important to know that, because that helps you feel more connected to your desire, right? It's here. It's with me. That's why I'm thinking about it. That's why I'm aware of it. I'm simply just perceiving things because I have a dominant belief, a dominant thought about that thing that's showing up. All right. So what we do when we're manifesting is we begin to look at those blocks, those old stories, and that is what is going to address the time issue, right? So if you have a very ingrained story, a history with something that's been there for a long time, it may take some effort. It may take some time for you to work on that internal story. Everybody's going to be different. Everybody has a different story around romance, relationships, money, health, right? So it depends on how long you have been perceiving something to be in a certain way that it's going to take, for you to turn that around. And at the core of everything, one thing that's always going to help you is to really work on that core belief of knowing that your thoughts create, knowing that you're the operant power, knowing that nothing is really in competition with you. You don't have any competition to get to your desire. You don't have any competition for you to have that thing that you want to experience. It's just an illusion. And that you are the operant power. You are the only power. Your thoughts, your internal beliefs are creating it all. So when you really tap into that and feel strong in it and have that as your most core belief, that is going to help you with the time issue, because at the center, that's your default. You know that at the core, you can change this. You can change anything. You can change any experience because it's all within you. So that's probably the most important thing that I could tell you to work on, is work on that internal belief system about who you are as a conscious manifester. But back to the part about the history and our dominant thoughts, we can change those, right? So if you have a dominant thought, you have a history with a particular situation, you can always change those things by putting focus on the new story, putting focus on the desired outcome. And the more attention and the more effort you put into changing that story, the quicker you're going to accept it, the quicker you're going to believe that that's your truth, the quicker that you're going to feel natural about this, and the faster you're going to see that that reality comes in to your 3D experience and you get to have it show up for you. So it's all about how much time and effort you put into believing that new story that determines how long it's going to take for you to manifest something, right? It's being aware of those thoughts. Now, it doesn't mean that you're never going to have a negative thought. It doesn't mean that you're never going to go back to that default story, that old story. That's just natural. That's going to happen. It's going to creep in there. But are you being aware of it? Are you catching it? Are you stopping it? Are you saying, wait a minute, that's not my story now. Wait a minute, I have a new story. How much attention are you putting into awareness? Reminding yourself of the new story, putting your focus on the new story. How often are you redirecting that thought, catching it, being aware, and redirecting it to the preferred outcome? Right? It's the awareness, it's the attention, it's the focus, and at the core, it's believing that you're the only output power and you can do this, and that your thoughts are going to trump everything, right? And now I want to talk for just a little bit about your thoughts and why we don't always see them manifest instantly. And I also want to address, fearing thoughts and fearing your negative thoughts, because those were also some questions that came up in my last video. If our thoughts are transmitting instantly, which they are, right? Your thoughts are always going out. That is the basis of everyone as you pushed out. You are constantly connecting to the version of your person that you're thinking of. You are constantly connecting to that version of your body that you're thinking of. You are constantly connecting to your perception of money. Money is hard to come by or money is easy to come by, right? You're constantly connecting via your thoughts. But we don't always see the instant manifestation show up. And that's because even though your thoughts are pushing out, even though they are going out immediately, there is a natural bridge of incidents that's going to get us to that manifestation. There's a time delay. So guys, when you're thinking something and maybe you've gone down that rabbit hole of negativity and you've, been dwelling in a negative place all day and been in a bad mood, that doesn't mean that you're instantly going to connect with something negative outcome, a negative manifestation. Don't fear that that's going to happen, because there's going to be a time delay. There's going to be a little bit of a delay between the thought and the experience, because there's a natural bridge of incidents that is ingrained in your belief system that your manifestation is going to have to take a bit of a path, right? There's going to be a bridge of incidents, and that bridge of incidents takes time. So if you've been dwelling in a negative place and you become aware of it and you think, wait a minute, why am I doing this? Why am I here? I prefer X, Y, and Z, not A, B, and C. Catch your thoughts, become aware of it, change your story, realign with the thing that you prefer, and then know you are now on a new trajectory, right? You are now in the lane that is leading you to a different outcome. Don't fear that you've been in a negative place for a little bit. Just realize that now you're in the positive place. And when you change your thoughts, you immediately change to that place. You immediately change to that reality. You have immediately moved into that new reality. And you are headed towards the preferred outcome. You are headed towards the thing that you actually do want, that you are intending for, the thing that you prefer. And it's going to take time to get there, but that is now the direction that you're going in, right? So just because you've had a negative thought, just because it's been ruminating, when you shift, you're now headed on a new path. And that also happens instantly, right? So I hope that that brings clarification for you. You have to persist in a thought. And when you change the thought, even though they're pushing out, right? Instantly, when you change to that new thought, that new timeline, you're headed towards the better outcome, the preferred outcome. So use that idea of your thoughts pushing out, thought transmission to your advantage. Help it encourage you to know that when you're thinking loving, happy, connected thoughts with your specific person, they are picking up on that, right? They're picking up on all of that. Help that empower you so that even though there's going to be a time delay before you see that evidence and before you see it show up, your person right now is thinking in alignment with what you're thinking. And if you have that day where you think negatively and you think, in a negative way about your SP and your relationship, when you change that thought, you're now moved towards a different trajectory. Don't worry that you're going to manifest that new story because now you're in a new lane, right? Just know that as soon as you change your thoughts, you're headed towards a different outcome. So that negative thought is now shifted and you are now moving towards the thing that you prefer. Use the idea of your thoughts transmitting to encourage you when you are thinking things that aren't aligned with what you do want, right? And when you shift your thinking, you're shifting to different realities. Don't fear those thoughts. I tell myself my negative thoughts are simply road signs. They're just saying, wait a minute, is this the direction that you're going? And I'll think about it. No, I don't want that. I'm not preferring that. I shift my thought. I go into a different lane. I am now headed towards the reality that I want. But there's always a delay, and it's based on your time, your attention, your focus, and how much history you have with a story. And at the very core, believing in you as being the only upright power, believing that it's all within you. There's no one there to challenge you. You're not fighting anyone externally. It's all within you. And the more focus and attention you put on you, changing that core belief, really encouraging yourself to understand and believe that you're the only one doing this, that's going to really create a strong foundation so that you more effortlessly can manifest those things. They can come in quicker, and the new story is going to be more readily received in your subconscious, okay? And guys, I've shared this story before, but I had in my own life a time when I was, dealing with a situation with my person, and I was allowing myself to think in a really negative way about a circumstance. I was creating a what if. What if this had happened? What if that happened? Oh my goodness. And I really began ruminating on that in such a way that I began to think, oh my gosh, I'm going to create that. I'm going to have that show up in my 3D. I really had to get a hold of that. And what I did was just tell myself, that didn't even happen. Why do you worry about that? That never even happened. I did that for several weeks. Every time that fear, that negative thought came in, I would just say, nope, never happened, nothing to worry about. And several weeks later, I was with my person, that old story came up, we were discussing it. I started to get that feeling of anxiety. Oh gosh, what if that thing had happened? Again, I immediately said, nope, you have a new story, never happened, nothing to worry about. And just instantly in that moment, my person turned to me and said, why are you worried about this? Nothing happened. I've shared this a lot because it was such an aha moment. Just instantly I thought about it, and then it was mirrored back to me. But I had been rehearsing that story for a few weeks within my mind, right? So that's a great example of how I had been really ruminating on something negative. It had been coming up for a long time. It didn't manifest because I eventually got a hold of it, created the story that I preferred, doubled down on believing in that new story, affirming it anytime that fear came up. And then all at once, instantly, there was just an example of thought transmission. There was an example of that new story. It was affirmed to me. It was reflected back in a moment. So guys, manifesting should be fun. The time that it takes to manifest something is based on how much attention you put onto the thing that you really prefer. And you build yourself up in being confident that it's all within you. You don't have anything to fear. It's just within you, right? Changing that story. Looking at that history, how long has the story been there, and then deciding that you're going to really put focus on the new story and redirecting it, being aware of the old story. All of that plays into the time, right? But you can do anything. You can manifest anything. You can turn any story around. Also, remind yourself that story I prefer is here right now. It's with me. That's why I'm thinking about it. Don't obsess about it. Realize that, time is just an illusion and my desire is here. It's with me. And I'm going to have it show up by really putting focus and intent on that and change that internal belief. So I guess I was kind of all over the place with this, but I really wanted to cover some things. And I want you to feel empowered, and I want you to feel strong, and I don't want you to fear anything. Make it fun. It's all within you, and you can do anything. All right. So guys, if you want to work with me again, sign up for coaching. Look at the links down below. I would love to help you with your manifestation. Thanks for watching. Bye.